Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Boxing Unlimited, and we're here today again to talk about the fight between Andy Ruiz and the Jarrell Miller. Well, we will explain to you everything in no particular order. What we're going to be talking about today is about the tactics and prediction of this fight. It's a good fight, no doubt about that, and it's a very good fight, an interesting fight. Anything can happen. These are two men who are above. Miller is over 300 pounds, 330 pounds. And we don't know how Ruiz is going to come. Both of them are big guys, overweight, so to say the least. We don't know how Ruiz is going to come in. Andy Ruiz might come in, when he fought Joshua, he came in at over 280 pounds. We don't know. We'll still watch it and see what is going to happen. And in no particular order, I was saying that Layoff by Andy Ruiz is going to be a problem for him in this fight. Fatigue is an issue, no doubt about that. Andy Ruiz is fought only twice or so after Joshua's fight. He's been there and he's fight with Ortiz and his fight with, I can't remember the name now, but I'll get it before we finish this program. Those fights were, well, they were good, but he lacked something. But he still got something in him that is a weapon. That is, he's got very fast hand and he's had venoms in his fight, in his punches. We saw him with Ruiz, Ortiz, and how he knocked him out, how he knocked him down 3 times in the fight and couldn't finish him was a problem. That is unlike Andy. We saw what he did to Joshua. He has this very good right on the top, to the head, to the side of the head, near the ear or the temple. And he has used it against Joshua. It worked for him. Used it against Ortiz. It worked for him, but he couldn't finish him. Is that going to be a problem? But let's look at Miller. Miller is a bulldozer. He comes in like Jack LaMotta, the Raging Bull, and he keeps coming in. But the problem with the difference between him and the Raging Bull is a Raging Bull is bobbing and waving as he's coming in and throwing his punches, and the pressure is consistent. He doesn't take a back step. We saw his fight in 1952, the Valentine Day Massacre with Sugar Ray Robinson. And even towards the end of the fight, even when they were stopped, he was telling Sugar Ray Robinson, he was telling him, look, you can't knock me out, you can't knock me down. The referee was a TKO in the last round, 15th round. So we don't know how he's going to come in. Jarrell Miller, his career is in the balance at the moment. If he doesn't win this fight or doesn't show good fight, I don't think, even though he sells tickets, because of his mouth is all mouth, but we have to see action. Action now, because we saw what Daniel Dubois did to him. And psychologically, he's down at the moment. So he's a desperate man, and a desperate man is just like a wounded lion. It's scary what is going to happen. But having said that, we also say that Ruiz is a top-class fighter, former unified heavyweight champion of the world, and the only man to knock Joshua out. It's not an easy thing to do. But Ruiz has been out and he's not been fighting. So the rusty and the fatigue will set in, because towards the end, the lactic acid comes to the arms and his punches won't be as hard as they were. Whether Miller can capitalize on that is another question altogether. We will see when the fight comes up in August the 9th. There are so many things in this fight. For both of them, their combination is important. Being on the front foot is important. The only way to harm Ruiz is just to push him back, and throw your punches. And you have to stay in the pocket, because he has a shorter arm, but he can unleash punches from all angles, variety of punches, hooks, uppercuts, On the top, he comes with a right that is devastating. We've seen what he did to Joshua. We saw what he did to Ortiz on that fight. But if we take a page from how Parker beat him in their title fight, the WBO Heavyweight Championship title, when Parker beat him on points and split decision, we'll see what happens in that fight. You see whether he can capitalize on his punches and knock Miller out before the ending of the round, because I believe that fatigue will be an issue for him towards the end because of the layoffs he's had over the years. And towards the layoff might affect him towards the end of the fight. And if he keeps Miller is not easy to be breached. The first person to breach Miller is DDD, Daniel Deboer. And we saw how he did it, combination of punches, and the fatigue was also a problem for Miller on that occasion after a layoff, after recovering or coming out from a drug ban and the layoffs and everything. Whether he's going to save his career here is questionable. But against Andy Ruiz, I think is a top ask for him. It's not going to be possible because Ruiz is experienced. Ruiz has been a world champion before, even though it was for just 6 months, but he was a world champion. And we saw what he did to Joshua. And for Miller to win, he has to take a cue from the way other fighters who has survived against Ruiz fought him, especially Joseph Parker, and beat him, and especially Joshua. But the movement of Miller is in question as well. He doesn't move the way he's supposed to move. He doesn't move very well. He comes out like a bull. We said he comes out like the raging bull, Jack LaMotta. But does he throw punches? Does he throw hard punches? He does not. He has a good uppercut because Andy Ruiz will have to fight on the inside to win. And if Miller times him well with good uppercuts as he's coming in, it's going to be another thing as well. But whether he's going to knock him out, I do not know, because Andy Ruiz has a good chin. He's been down before. He's come up and performed magic in it. Whether he's going to continue like that, we will see. Or whether the layoff that he's had has kept him, uninterested in boxing. Uninterested because of the kind of money he made with the 2 Joshua fights. I do not know, but we will see on the day what happens. However, the fighter that comes into his reading, because before you can beat any fighter, you have to take him out from his reading. They read him. Once Andy Ruiz finds his rhythm, it's gonna be hard to stop him, But Miller has been stopped. He's psychologically down at the moment. Whether he's gonna live up to the day and fight very well is another issue altogether. We are talking of a very good fight. Fast hands is an advantage for Ruiz. And he packs a venom in his punches. But we're looking at Miller. What we're saying, can the pressure he brings upset Andy Ruiz? Because he's going to take Andy Ruiz for him to win or have a chance, so to say, he has to move Andy Ruiz backwards. We have to move him, make him fight on the back foot and see what he has. And the pressure has to be consistent. And it must have to be strong punches coming in. Can he win with the pressure? Miller is coming out from a defeat, and is a problem. We saw what happened to Joe Joyce against Chisora. Is he going to be dissenting? We will see. Miller is a big guy, overweight, so to say the least, with no disrespect meant. I'm just saying Andy Ruiz is just dissenting as well. That's why we were saying it's an interesting fight. Miller angles must have to be taken by Ruiz, no doubt about that, because Miller will have to move him. He's a bigger guy. He has to move him. He's taller, 6'4". Andy Ruiz is 6'2". He's taller. He's bigger. He has to push him back, make him tire quick because he's not been in the ring. The rustiness is an issue, and fatigue is an issue. The lactic acid is setting into the arms towards the end of the fight is an issue as well for Ruiz. But we've seen Ruiz come and come and beat. He's underrated anyway, but I think he packs a punch. He's beating Joshua. He's beating Arela. He's beating. These are guys, tough guys as well. He's beating bigger guys as well. He's beating. The last fight he had, he beat Ortiz. You know, Ortiz is a good fighter, even though Ortiz was over 43, almost 43 years when he fought him. But age has nothing to do with it. You know, combination is an issue for Miller, because Andy Ruiz is a combination fighter. We saw how the Bua stopped him. It was the pressure and the consistency and the fatigue that is set into his arms, and then the consistent attack on him and combination that the Bua threw, you know, cut him off, and the referee had to save him from further punishment. He was out on his foot in that fight. You know, the psychological problem is a problem for Miller. After he's been breached for the first time, you know, most boxers, when they lose for the first time, it affects them psychologically. And I don't know whether this is going to be an issue. We will see on the day. And that's it. You know, power punches and uppercuts, you know, is important, especially for Jarrell Miller, because you know, Andy Ruiz comes in. He comes on the inside because he's a shorter man. He will have to come on this. The question here is, can Miller keep him at bar, keep him out from coming from inside with uppercuts and hooks from all angles? You know, if he can do that and consistently continue, he has a chance in this fight. You know, one point changes everything, as we say, changes the complexion of the fight. But styles make fight. What styles are they going to come in? We're going to see what will happen on the day. If they have the right game plan, whoever has the right game plan wins this fight. But I adopt my heart for Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz is more experienced. He's a better fighter. He's a volume fighter. He has combination going to him, and he has venom in his punches. So I favor him. I fancy him in this fight. And whether he's going to knock him out or not, I don't think so. I think Miller is going to come with pressure because he's desperate at the moment to have a win after losing to the Bua by knockout. Having been breached, is for the first time, is a worry. So I think Ruiz, this fight is going to end up in decision by Andy Ruiz. You know, we will see what will happen, and we will tell you after the fight, and see and explain to you what happened and what tactics, who used these tactics well, and everything. Power punches to the body could sap energies and weaken the legs. It has to be used by both boxers. And we'll have to stop here today, and we wish you all the best. Do subscribe to our channel, make comments, and press the like button. Do have a nice day, and God bless.